All right, let's go to our foundational text. I ain't even, y'all going in on me, so I ain't even, let's just go. Our foundational text, and like I said, we're still in the Beatitudes. Thank y'all for rocking with me for these couple of shows. This is going to be a pretty long series because I'm going to take my time. So we're going to Matthew 5:5, which says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." So, you know what we do. Grab your coffee. Love this Table Talk tumbler. If you would like one, go to jlawware.com. Get your own. We got a couple. We got that uncut, wonderful mugs. They're good. They stay hot. I had this in here for an hour and it's still hot. But anyways, grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your juice, grab your soda, grab whatever it is that you're going to grab. We're about to go in. So come on, y'all. Let's table talk. I heard the word weak earlier. Weak came up a whole lot. So y'all just helped me a little bit. People nowadays think that being meek is a sign of weakness. Like people will run over you. But they say like the good guy always come in last. You know, that sort of mentality. So here's another question. I'm going to keep teaching, but here's another question. Does that keep you from wanting to be humble? Does that keep you from wanting to be meek? Because I ask that because a lot of times that keeps us from wanting to do the right thing, be humble, be meek. That's what that does. So does that make you want to stop being humble? Because they say if you're too weak, like I said, you'll get ran over. And another comment or a conversation I had was being too humble causes you to not be who you are destined to be. What do I mean? Like God puts a gift in you. Let's say for the sake of just throwing it out there, God puts a wonderful gift of R&B singer in your life. You go and tell the church that you want to be an R&B singer and they will talk you out of it. So they say you being humble will cause you to shrink down who you are to please people's opinions. That's a good way to put it. People's opinions. So with that could be a bad sense because not even just like, and here's the thing. And I used to do this. So when you used to hear like at the award show and you would hear a rapper who cuss all day and you know they're real disrespectful in their music. Well, the first thing they do is say, "I want to thank God." Why do we get so offended? Like, why do we get mad because this person wants to humbly thank God for giving him, even though he's using or they're using the talent that God has given them to do that, but still. Why can't they thank God? Why do we get so offended that as Christians that they're thanking God like that shouldn't even be coming out their mouth? We're still talking about humble. We're still talking about, so there's two things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about being meek. And we already said being meek is being humble and being violent. What I mean by violent is things that we do to destroy people's character, destroy people, to break them down. That's what being violent is. So let's just go ahead and get into it. The word meek in this scripture means to be gentle and humble. So there's two definitions for the word meek, to be gentle and to be humble. And we have to put those two things together. Wait a minute. We'll wind it back and slow it down. The word gentle has the meaning of a person, or a gentle person is not severe, they're not rough, or they're not violent with others. So being gentle is being the opposite of, you're being peaceful, you're being gentle, the word gentle, you're being nice to others. It's being gentle is your actions, how you treat other people. Since it's today is Mother's Day, I want to just throw this out here real quick. In my opinion, this is the views and opinion of Javon Lawrence. I believe that some of the most in the most case, meek people on this earth are mothers. Mothers have to go through a lot of stuff. And I'm just picturing my mother, because when you think of a mother, especially when you're not getting, how can I say this? When you're not getting the support that I didn't even say you believe that you should be getting. Mothers, you already know what I'm talking about. Raising a child on your own. A lot of mothers, especially my mother, what my mother did, my mother was like, and not in a cocky way or not in an aggressive way. She just pretty much was like, if you don't want to be a part of what we're doing over here, that's fine. I'll just do it myself. That to me is not, and a lot of people, well, you just folding, you just giving up. No, that's not, that is a form of being humble, being gentle to me, because for the most case, a lot of women can try to be forceful and, try to get the father to help, to be a part of the children's life. But my mom was just like, if that's not what you want to do, okay, that's fine. That is a sign of being meek to me. So I say women or mothers have that unique ability to be able to still, and even in it, even when times get hard, even when it's a struggle, even when it's like you just don't know what you're going to do. Again, for the most part, mothers don't give up. I could just give you the demonstration that my mother showed me with me. Like, my mother did not give up. My mother went above and beyond what she had to do, because she did the opposite. Instead of worrying about being angry, instead of being resentful, and instead of being disappointed in the decision that she made to, okay, we all grown. It ain't that many people on here, so I can say this. Laying down with the Negro that she laid down with, instead of being mad about all that, she was gentle with me. My mother didn't have to be gentle with me. And I look like my dad, like all day. So she could have just legitly just been like, look, you look like him, so I'm going to take it out on you. No, she was still gentle with me. So meek has the actions of being gentle, being loving, being caring. Situations don't make mothers stop being the nurturing spirit. Again, for the most part, the nurturing spirit, or portraying the nurturing ability that God has placed on them with my mother, with me. So I say mothers have that real good visual of what gentle is. Now, the word humble, let's go to the word humble. The word humble in this scripture means to be proud, to not be proud or arrogant. Again, and you're in what you say. So not only are we to be gentle, or are we to be caring, to be nurturers, to be respectful to one another, we also have to watch how we speak to one another. So it's actions and in words, because sometimes your words can be worse than your actions. You can be the nice person ever in life, and then when you hit to that to what you say, your words can cut harder than that. They say mental what's this word? They say mental abuse or mental scars are harder to get rid of than physical scars from physical abuse. So again, we have to be humble. Humble has to do with speech. I hope I'm helping someone, because I thought humble was actions and speech. Now, gentle and humble go together, but humble is how you come towards people with what you say. So they hold the characteristics of being honorable and respectable in actions. They hold the characteristics of being honorable and respectable in actions. Again, wait a minute, rewind it back, slow it down again. No, I'm just playing. So I'm just trying to make y'all laugh a little bit. So to me, in my opinion, and like even with that, I didn't understand how meek and humble my mother was, or how mothers are. And I'm really going to try to encourage you today to when you're thinking about your mothers, because today is Mother's Day, well, first of all, mothers need more than just one day. Mothers need this love shown to them every day, because mothers have, like I said it earlier, mothers have to deal with a lot. Everybody has their own situation. Everybody have different things that they deal with. Yeah, I get it. But still, mothers hold the majority of the responsibilities when it comes to family. Type it in the comments, and I don't want women to type this. I want men to type this for the men that are on here. If it wasn't for the women, the house probably will fall. Seriously, because women hold the most responsibility, and maybe it even shouldn't be that way. Maybe it should be even, and we have to figure out how to get this balance to take a lot of the load off the mothers. And it's Mother's Day, so this is why I'm here. I'm on this because we're far from. Maybe men need to be more meek and humble, gentle, or what did I say? Humble and gentle. Maybe men need to be more humble and gentle. Maybe men need to think more of the whole rather than just tunnel vision. I mean, I have and had that problem. Yes, I said have and had, which means I have it and I had it, and it's a learned behavior. So maybe, some stuff can change. But here we go. So we have talked about what meek and humble is. Oh, Jesus, I went all the way in there. Okay, let's try to. Nope, I said I wasn't rushing. So let's get into the next part. It says, the meek, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. What does the word inherit mean? The word inherit in this scripture means to be an heir. What is an heir? An heir is someone who is next in line. Let's think of kingdoms. Dad got me watching this show, Marco Polo. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. It's about kingdoms who is trying to build or take control of other kingdoms, make one big world, pretty much. So with kingdoms, and you have a king, after the king dies, what happened? The heir to the throne gets the position of king. So the heir is the person that is next in line for the position to control. Here we go. So as an inheritor, we like to think, because we all know we are inheritors. We are, I think Donald Lawrence had a song talking about being heirs to the throne. We have all these songs, and we're thinking about the materialistic things. We're waiting for the land of milk and honey. We're waiting for the streets paved with gold. I want my mansion when I get to heaven. Them are the things that we're focused on right now, but are those the things that we really should be focused on? When God says the meek shall inherit the earth, is God talking about the lands of street and honey? I mean, the land with milk and honey, street and honey. Is he talking about the streets paved with gold? Is he talking about the mansion? What size is my mansion going to be? Am I going to be high? Am I going to have a big mansion? Am I going to have a little mansion? Is that what God is talking about here? No. The word earth in this scripture means soil. Now, if you was on Bible study on the Movement Underground Thursday, you heard me say it, so I'm going to say it again. What is the soil? What is soil? Soil is dirt, right? Soil is the ground. So here's my next question. What are we created from? We are created from the soil. We are created from the dirt. So I pose this question, just something for you to think about. I'm not trying to mess up your theology. I'm just trying to get you to think different. So if we are the soil and we are people, we were created to inherit one another. We are created, remember, blessed means to be positioned by God in life to be victorious. We were positioned in life to have people around us, to inherit the earth, to inherit relationships with one another. If you think about it like this. When a king, and we're going back to like the Game of Thrones type or kingdoms, or when you think about when the king tries to take over a land, what does he do? First of all, He kills the soldiers. Then after he kills the soldiers, what do? He takes the people. They conquered the land by taking the people. People is key when it comes to inheriting land, the earth. We all like to say, y'all prayed this prayer before. The prayer, Jabez, enlarge my territory. What is that really saying? Don't not enlarge my territory as, okay, I want more land so I can build more places. No, enlarge my territory so I can have more godly relationships. So, because even if you think about this, people are this important. This is how important people is. If we didn't have people, how would we be living in the houses that we're living in? Who built these houses? People. You got these diamonds on your fingers, or, you know, those who bury diamonds on your neck or whatever. How did these diamonds come up out the ground, out the soil? People. The TV, the computer that you watching this on, how was this created? People. You cannot do nothing without relationships. Hear me. Nothing. There is nothing you can do without relationships, because if I say this all the time, if we were created to be, and even if you look at the word, let's go to this scripture real quick to prove my point. But even if you think about people, there was a scripture, I forgot where the scripture was, so I'm gonna go to this scripture where I know it is. Let's go to Psalms 28:9. Now here, the psalmist is asking God for justice for injustice. And then he goes on to talk about how God is all powerful and he's able to protect his people. Then he goes to say, save thy people, bless thine inheritance. There's a reason why he said people right there, because the inheritance is the people. Bless thy people and bless thine inheritance. So bless us. So bless your people and bless the relationships of the people. Feed them. So if the inheritance is material, how are you going to feed material? How are you going to feed your computer? How are you going to feed your TV? This is about people. Our inheritance is one another. So bless thy people and lift them up forever. Lift up these relationships. We can't do nothing without relationships. We can't do anything without people. We need one another in order to properly. Our position in life is with each other, for others. We like to take it, and I say this all the time, we like to take it and we like to think single-minded. We only want to think about ourselves. It's only one person that we're thinking about. But it can't be just one person that we're thinking about. We have to think about the whole. We have to think about those who came behind us, because those relationships was built for us. Our relationships is built for those who are coming behind us and who we are getting ready to run into. So relationships is key. Relationships is so important when it comes to just life, period. Without relationships, if you don't have someone to talk to, if you don't have, let me change that, if you don't have the right people, because sometimes we're going to get into the, what we were talking about. Sometimes you could go to someone and say, God has told me I should start a business. And then you'll have someone that say, well, God didn't tell me that was the plan for you. That's being violent. That is destroying what God has put in you. Because if God has told you to do something, then God has told you to do something. Not God has told you to do something and I need to go get permission to do it. Your permission comes from God. But if we can't, so meek, I would say meek or being humble, our actions can be deterred in a bad way. I don't think humble is a bad thing. I think the misunderstanding that we allow people to put on us is the bad thing. Again, like, I got to get permission to do something. And I've been in that boat where I said I wanted to do something, and someone said, well, I don't think God really wants you to do that. Okay. Everyone, opinions are like noses. I was going to say something else. Opinions are like noses. Everyone has one. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Your opinion. Fine. I have no. But if I would have listened to them people, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. If I would have listened to those people, there will be no table talk right now. 7 or 8 years later. So I hope I encourage someone today with understanding. But again, my key thing is this. Hold on. Let's go ahead and break this down full circle, and I'll give you my opinion. So Matthew 5:5 full circle reads like this: positioned in life by God to win are those who are honorable and respectable in action and in speech. For they will be next in line for kingdom relationships. We have to understand that our inheritance is one another. Okay, yeah, the mansions in heaven is cool. The streets paved in gold is cool. The milk and honey is cool. But if we really want to enlarge our territory, we have to understand that the enlarging of territory is not monetary, but it's fellowship. It's relationship. It's how I treat you and how you treat me and how we go forth with treating everybody. Everybody. No distinction in race. No distinction in sex, no distinction in size. It's how we treat everyone. God does not treat certain people certain type of ways because of how they look, how they talk. God gives everybody the same opportunity of, like we talked about earlier, save my people. Everyone is God's people. It is people who chooses to step out of the will of being God's people. So just remember that Christians have the same opportunity to step out of the will of being God's people. When you mistreat the inheritance, we are God's inheritance. Not what he wants to give us, but who we are. We are the inheritance. We are who God is proud of, because if you think about an inheritance, if anyone has an inheritance, I ain't there yet, but I'm working on it. If you have an inheritance, you're proud of that inheritance. God is proud of each and every one of us. But we have to stick to being honorable and respectable to one another so people can see that God is proud of us. So bring it in. Bring it in. Still love me. Still love me. If Table Talk has touched and agreed with you with this episode in any way, I have not looked at one inkling of a comment. If Table Talk has touched and agreed with you in any way, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Go ahead and like this show with 3 emojis. Well, not like it. Describe this show in 3 emojis. Describe this show in 3 emojis. And I'm going to be real honest with you. Today was kind of hard for me because Mother's Day, and you see everybody celebrating Mother's Day who still have their mothers, and it's just kind of like, you know, I wish I could have done more when she was here, and it's always that regret. But I'm going to say this. I probably said it earlier, so I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm out of here. If you still have the opportunity, if you still have that chance, don't make it a one-day thing. Mothers deserve to be celebrated and not worshiped, celebrated, appreciated. Let's use that word. Mothers deserve to be appreciated every day, not just one day a year. So I thank y'all. I love you. I appreciate you. Tune in next week because we will be going to the next verse, which is verse 6 of the Beatitudes in Matthews. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't even know what to say right now, so I'm just going to tune out. And I will see y'all in about less than 30 minutes on the Movement Underground 9.0. Peace out, and love your mothers, and I love y'all. And Peace.